Let's demystify a couple of buzzwords and terminology that have crept into supply chain over the years. And like any area of a business, it has its fair share of acronyms. And we're going to work through a couple of those. The first one let's start with is SAP. And SAP is a vendor, obviously. It stands for Systems, Applications, Products. But it is a company that provides ERP software. The next three that I want to talk about are B2B, B2C, and C2C. So I'll just explain what each of those are and give an example. Now, if you've ever bought a book on Amazon and you've looked at the detail of where that book comes from, you might be participating in their B2B platform, because very often they have resellers of books, and Amazon simply provides the shop window, if you like, for those resellers. So on their own, those individual bookstores would not be able to have the global reach and footprint of an Amazon.com. But because Amazon.com provides that marketplace, you can then access an extended book list that you might not otherwise have been able to, simply because Amazon.com has aggregated those much smaller supply chains into a bigger supply chain to provide you with an advanced experience in terms of purchasing a book and being able to select from a wider variety. So that B2B component is business to business. So those smaller businesses that are part of Amazon's supply chain then are an intrinsic component of the B2B supply chain, which Amazon has done exceptionally well. eBay also have very good examples of that. B2C, coming closer to home, business to consumer. Good example there is Kalahari.net, where you can spend and earn e-bucks, which is a world first program that F&B has launched obviously a number of years ago. And if you have enough e-bucks, go on there and buy a couple of books and CDs and anything else that you want from its exhaustive catalog of products. And as you are doing that, you are the consumer engaging with the business on a marketplace, which is part of the supply chain of that company into your living room, which is completely automated and digitized. So you have that e-marketplace, which ultimately results in the pleasure of opening a book that you have then purchased and that you look forward to reading, which you could also do obviously on your tablet, where the whole book industry, which is a totally different topic, has also been digitized. And the third and final acronym, as I mentioned, is C2C. Very interesting, very, very important sector and growing aspect of the supply chain industry in the world. Our local example of that, I would say, is Gumtree.co.za, where anybody can put any items. It's basically a notice board of second-hand items, usually, that people are wanting to sell and get some money from. And eBay, as I said, pioneered this, but Gumtree locally is really starting to become well used. And I'm hearing more and more people talk about using Gumtree to engage with other individuals in a common and digitized marketplace, which, as I said earlier and in another segment, I think drives that price point in the right direction, because you're able to search an automated digitized catalog of pictures, etc. You're able to engage with the seller and create a one-on-one supply chain that is to the benefit of both the seller and the purchaser, and you have the power of anonymity in that process. You can go into that marketplace without having to be committed, browse, make a decision, and trust in the reliability of that marketplace to complete the transaction in a verified and regulated manner, which will ultimately result, hopefully, in you receiving those goods and making use of them. So B2B, business to business, Amazon does very well. B2C, local example, Kalahari.net, spend and earn e-bucks. And then C2C, good example there is Gumtree, which is a yellow pages, if you like, for the exchange of individuals' goods and payments as they see fit. So those are all very important aspects of the global supply chain industry, and technology has played a key role in each of those. And all of those websites, by definition, are in the cloud. No one has a Kalahari.net piece of software on their PC. So talking about our cloud discussion earlier, you are by definition then in the cloud on a marketplace, whether you are a business engaging with another business on the Amazon environment or Kalahari.net or Gumtree. Those are all good examples of software as a service or cloud-based marketplaces that put businesses and businesses, or businesses and consumers, or consumers and consumers in touch with each other to their mutual benefit.